Okay, Hades Omega here. So, if you remember from the previous episode, I tried to balance the wheels. It's a good idea to balance these Supermoto wheels, which is this wheel in question right here. So I tried to balance this wheel, but we couldn't because we couldn't get this guy, the little rod, through the wheel because it's too big. The axles are too skinny. So I did a little research and I'm gonna make a custom balancing rod for this guy. Basically, it's just gonna be like another kind of like an axle sort of. So the way the balancer works is you skewer the bearing. You skewer the bearing through the wheel, and then you just hang it up on here, and then it has to be suspended like perfectly. It has to be resting in the center of the wheel. Otherwise, you're not going to get a good balance. And then the theory is the weight, the heavy part of the wheel, will go towards the bottom, and then it'll always go towards the bottom. So then you want to put the weight on the top to balance it out, and then eventually it will stop going towards that one spot, and it'll just stop. You want it to stop just anywhere, and that's how you know it's balanced. So we can't do that because the axle's too damn thin on the front of the KLX. The rear is okay. The rear's a little thicker. So here's what I did. So what I did is I went to Lowe's. I took the spacer to Lowe's, and I tried to match it up. I tried to find like a rod over there, but they only have SAE stuff there, like in inches or something. So the axle is metric. So this is the spacer right here. So all I did is I took that to Lowe's, and then none of the rods fit through. They're either like too small or they're too big. So I had an option. I could have bought a bigger rod. I could have turned it down on a lathe, but I don't have a lathe. That's the problem. My uncle has a lathe. Actually, my uncle has a lathe that used to belong to us. So I was thinking of maybe trying to use that. I don't know if he has it anymore though. But anyway, or I found out that a M12, a metric 12 millimeter, is the size that fits in here. So the axle is an M12 on a KLX140, at least the KLX140L, or the KX. This will probably work for a KX also, a KX85 and a KX100, because I have the KX front end on my bike. So I took this and I found out that M12 fits it. So, but now the problem was I needed to find a rod of some sort that fits. That's an M12. So, there it is. I found it. So I went and picked it up today. So I went to Granger. Here's a little receipt. If you guys don't know what Granger is like a kind of like an industrial supply or commercial supply store. It's not like a place that you normally. It's not like Lowe's. It's not a big storefront that you go and buy stuff. They have like a huge warehouse, and they usually work with like large companies or whatever, like service companies that they need like certain parts to get work done. So anyway, and they're not far from where I live. Apparently, it's like about probably 2 miles from where I live, and I actually went there on the way to do the thing. So here it is. What I got was a threaded rod. Okay, so right there it says description: threaded rod, carbon steel, M12 by 1.75 millimeter. 1.75. That's the pitch, and it's a meter long. And I got it for a whopping $4. So another thing was like I didn't want to spend a lot of money to do this because I think I only have one wheel that really needs to be balanced like this. So rather than take it to some joker and have him balance it, I'd rather have be able to have the ability to balance it on my own later if I needed to. So here it is. I got the rod. It should fit through the spacer. So I've tried to get a solid rod like this one, but I couldn't find one, or it was like more expensive, or they couldn't get it. So it was one of those. So it's way too long. It's gonna have to be cut down the size, but it does fit. It does fit, and it has just a teensy bit of play. Teeny little bit of play, just a little bit. So I think that's okay. So what we're gonna do is we're kind of just gonna make another axle for it. Hopefully I got 2 nuts lying around, and then we're gonna use the spacer, and we're just gonna tighten it on the wheel in the middle, and then it'll spin. Hopefully the bearings will spin on this threaded rod, and hopefully it'll be accurate enough where we can balance the wheel. So let's go ahead and do that. So here, let's just make sure it fits in the wheel. So I got the wheel. Through the whole wheel right there, and bam, there it goes. It's a good fit. Let's pick it up and spin it. There we go. Pretty smooth. Very smooth, actually. We'll get a good balance out of this yet. So I can probably just balance it the way it is right now if I hold it up with my hands like this, right? But we're not gonna do that. All right, so initial impressions. This may work. This may work. So I can't see this being really helpful for a lot of people, unless you're doing what I'm doing. I'm converting a KLX140, or you're converting a KX100 or KX85 to a Supermoto, and you want to balance your front wheel, because they all have the same axle sizes, or if you wanted to balance the front wheel on your dirt bike, but you don't really need to do that, honestly, unless you have a dual sport KLX140 that you've converted, then yeah, you probably won't be doing this mod. So the first things we got to do is I need to cut the rod, because it's way too long. What we're gonna do is I'm just gonna take this for reference, the original rod for reference. We're going to cut this rod down to this size, so we can just plop it on the stand like that. All right, here's what we got. Okay, so what I've done is I've measured it out with the original rod. Like I said, I took the spacers out, and I marked it like right here. So I got to cut it like kind of right down the middle. Basically, I'm going to cut it where. Yeah, basically where I'm going to cut it is right where where I marked it. That whole part got to be gone. And it looks like I've got enough to make maybe 3 rods. Let's see. No, we got enough to make 2 rods. 2.5 rods, basically. So it'd be nice to have some extra material around just in case I need it for something else. But yeah, so I got the carbon steel one. I think that should be plenty strong. I don't really know what this is made out of. Yeah, this feels lighter, but it is smaller too. So, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it with a probably a cutting wheel tool. Shouldn't be too hard. Just stick it in the vise here and then cut away. There's the tool we're gonna use, and make sure you wear eye protection. It's a good idea. And have at it. Okay, here we go. I think I better put my earplugs on just in case. Alright, it's gonna be too hard. Oh, okay. Looks like I got caught. This has a feature where if it gets stuck or like if it's gonna overload the motor, it just shuts off automatically. There it is. I'm gonna go smoothing it out a little bit with the grinder here. Ooh, hot. Alright, there it is. It's a little nice, I try to smoothen it out as much as I could at the end. Probably not a very good job, but I don't think we're going to be I think we're just going to let it hang off of this. I think it looked like it was hanging off of it perfectly. So I feel that we probably don't have to use the nuts if we use the spacers. So alright, let's see if it fits. Ta-da-da! There it is. It fits. Fits perfectly. That hardly, like maybe a 1 millimeter of play. So that's perfect cut right there. Hopefully it doesn't flex in the middle. That's not what we want it to do. It looks good. So I wonder if we can use the conical spacers. We kind of can. We could kind of use it. It has like about a millimeter of play. All right, so let's go. Okay, let's go ahead and put our wheel on there. Spacers here. Stick the rod through it. Okay. Just put it here. And there we go. Perfect. And it looks like it's just spinning on the bearings, so that's a good thing. That means the less resistance there is to spin. If it wants to keep on spinning, that's good. So it works. So we'll go attempt to balance it. So it looks like we're heavy where the weight is, so we'll probably want to take the weight off. It spins pretty well. And I don't feel like there's much, what's the word, play. There shouldn't be any play at all. It's probably just a teeny tiny bit of play, but I think it'll be okay. So, I want to speed this up a little. Any minute now. Any minute. Okay, so it should start going toward this other direction, towards the heavy part. Okay, well, the heavy part is obviously where the weight is, so you probably want to go take that weight off. And dandy plastic pry tool here, so scratch the wheel up too much. They put them on individually. I think they put 2 on and they said like, oh, we need to add 1 more. Type of thing there. Alright, there I go. So it was pretty obvious that it was heavier in that one spot. Okay, it's going to stop and then it'll start rolling the other direction. And it didn't. It might be balanced already without the weight. So just gotta kind of remember that the weight sticker was to the left last time. So. Oh, okay. It's balanced without the weights. It's balanced. So that's the way you want it. When it just stops anywhere, that means that you know it's balanced. If it stops and it starts rolling the other direction, then you know there's a heavier spot on that wheel. Yeah, it's balanced already. What do you know? Alright, spin it the other direction. Okay, so there you go. Apparently, all I had to do to get the wheel to balance was to take the weight off. So, do it. Spin it one more time, and I don't even. I took that little part where the tape was off. So it was a pain in the ass to get it off. That adhesive did not want to come off. I literally had to take a heat gun and rub it off with my fingernail. Like the alcohol wouldn't take it off. I'll have to get something stronger than that next time. Anyway, so we'll just use the valve stem as a marker. So the valve stem's on the bottom, right there. It's gonna stop, and hopefully it won't go the other direction. Okay, so it just stops. That's good. So just remember the valve stem was over there. I'm gonna spin it a little bit. And if it doesn't wind up in that spot again, we should be good. Maybe we just got lucky and okay. So it was down there before, and it wants to stay. So that's pretty much, it's pretty much balanced as good as we can make it. So there we go. That's it. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'll show you what it looks like if it wasn't balanced. What it will do. I kind of showed you in the beginning with when it still had the weights on there, but so let's put it where the valve stem is. So I'm gonna put, what is this? This is like 1 ounce of weights right here, I think. So it's gonna spin. It's gonna spin, and then it should go the other direction, and the weight should go towards the bottom. If it spins the other way, so the weight's not on the bottom, but if it spins the other way, that's how you know it's too heavy. And it should settle where I put the weight on it. And yeah, so pretty close. So there you go. That's what it looks like when it's not balanced. It should go somewhere, and then it should turn around. It even did it twice. I don't normally see it do that. It changed direction like twice. Usually it'll change direction once and it'll just stop. So there you go. That wheel's balanced. Turns out we didn't really have to do a whole lot of work to get it to balance because all I had to do was take the weights off. So I don't remember where the dot is. The dot's over here. So the dot should be here. So that means the heaviest spot is like here already. So I don't know. It just so happens that we got lucky. We didn't need to balance it. We didn't have to add any weights to get it to balance. The wheel's already balanced. So. All right, there it is. So front wheel done. And now I have a little axle rod dealie to help balance wheels in the future. So for if I ever get any wheels with really small axles like the KLX140. All right, here's what I got. Also, I forgot I need to check my spokes. I don't think I checked the front spokes to see if they were not. If they needed any tightening, but so far it looks like they're all okay. That's a good thing to do while it's on the wheel stand because you can easily rotate the wheel. Okay, so it sounds good. The rear wheel, a couple needed. It's like. Yeah, so front wheel seems okay. It doesn't seem like anything really needs to be tightened too much. Maybe there's some that could be tightened here and there. Some of them sound a little different, but I think that's fine. So, all right, so the front wheel is completely done. These wheels are ready to be put on the bike. All right, so you go.